Whoa, not there. It's your boy, the Toothless Wonder, coming back with another video. And I would like to say that this video is sponsored by Minister Jack. And I noticed the guy, the Black Authority, he covers these topics. And them about the only two people I've really seen really break down the nuances and get in depth of the subject matter I'm going to quickly cover today. And when I'm about halfway through a Minister Jack video, and he might be the creme de la creme. He should be the voice of the black community, or at least the minority subsection of the free thinking straight black man. When he say you have no allies, ain't no help coming for you, there's a target for you. You know what I mean? We're like the last, even though we're the minority, we're the last bastion of hope, other than complete global servitude and submission, right? But he was actually covering the old comfortable Negro. And everything he described and the various talking points, bullet points, is my father from the baby boomer generation. When he talk about, man, my pop, terrible. I mean, terrible. You know, the old nigga, right? Like, you'll ask him a question. He'll give you an answer and then tell you, and then if you ask, like, okay, explain it to me, or like what you mean, he'll tell you, you got figured out. You older than me, you've already figured it out, I'm assuming. That's why I'm asking you. Why I gotta go out here and make a whole bunch of mistakes and lose money and X, Y, and have these detrimental experiences to figure it out when you've already figured out? Why won't you just tell me? And that's my father. Like even when I was young, I'm like, yo, I don't want no father like him. Yo. I mean, I don't, like when I become a father, like I don't want to be nothing like that, man. Yo, it was all like you said. It's all about working for the proverbial good job, working for the white man, and anything that convenience him working for the white man or fucking with them hoes. He ain't got time for it. He ain't got time for it. You know what I'm saying? Don't put you down with no gain. I stand to inherit nothing, even if it was gain, information, knowledge. Because they can't really pass that down to you. Because their op, modus operandi, whatever you call it, is appeased. Like your success is predicated on what kind of stature you have in the white man system. And we know the higher you go up in the white man system on a job, whatever, the less black you have to be, the less masculine, the less, you got to go along, get along in peace. Now, they'll frustrate you to shit. Like, I'll give you a case, an example, right? My sister called me and say, my dad was depressed, right? Now, he didn't work all his life. He was like a civilian contractor for the Army. Title, position, security clearance, you know what I mean? That's what he hung his hat on. So, this is what the white man do. The white man ends up training his replacements and tells him that if they do anything wrong, because you're the superintendent or whatever, like that falls on you. But at the same time, you can't tell him what to do. So he gripe and argue about that, right? Behind closed doors or to whoever listening on the telephone. But I'm thinking to myself, did you tell him this? You know what I'm saying? Man, they motherfucker. I hate to say I love my father. Motherfucking coward. This nigga will talk all this tough shit, but be nowhere around when the tough shit go down. And then when I have to rectify, because I'm out that mob, right? Then when the dust settled, he reappeared like he had some hand in the outcome. Here's another one they do. Any new ideas or independent thought, not only will they not agree with it, they will actually stop what they're doing to stop you. For the purpose of letting the white power system know, man, I ain't nothing like him, so you don't even worry about it. I'll take care of that nigga. It's no different. And I always use these roots analogy. It's no different than Fiddler and his relationship with Kunta Kinte. Kunta didn't want to do right. So that's what Boss said. Boss put Fiddler in charge of the nigga. And if he fuck up, it's gonna affect you. So he had a vested interest in keeping Kunta in a certain place or in a certain mentality. So Kunta he saw this chain on, he ready to take flight again. Man, he yoked Kunta, and Kunta was the young boy, you know what I'm saying? Fella was the old ornery black man, right? Once he seen him that he had did that, he yoked him, he yoked the young boy up against the wall with the veracity. And I said, man, you with this old, what do you say, this old Geechee shit or whatever, man? He said, man, I've been here, 40 years or whatever. He said, man, boss gave me, every once a year, he give me a new set of trousers. And twice a year, I get to sip yak out his personal cabinet. You not about to fuck this up for me. I ain't got much in this world, and you ain't gonna take the rest. So, a pair of trousers once a year, that the proverbial saying, sell you out for chicken change or extra piece of cornbread. I don't know what it is about it. And you get some yak twice a year. And that's enough for you to essentially destroy that man's spirit, or attempt to anyway. And even, like say with me, right? And I did take it for granted when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? About, do. But I never wanted to go to college. Like, it was hard for me to figure out what to do because none of it, now that I understand, none of it agree with my spirit. Yeah, you got to take care of yourself. Yeah, you got to work. But why I gotta, and I couldn't even quantify it to myself. I just didn't agree with the shit. So I was kind of like, I'm like, all this corporate shit, you know what I'm saying? Or how the job is kind of set up like a plantation with, all the undermining and, you know what I'm saying? Everybody fighting for position and shit like that. So I ended up rising up the ranks just because of how I work and how I carry. You know what I'm saying? But I never wanted to work for the white man. I really don't work for nobody. I really don't like learning nothing from the white man. I'm like, yo, we in the hood, yo. Why can't I just go how? Ain't your partner named Mr. Willie Earl? Don't he fix cars? Why don't you talk to him for me and have your homeboy you done ran with and shot dice with back in the 70s to teach it? You know what I'm saying? That's what a community do. That's what every racial people do. Or if you go to this particular place and get a skill, like the Asian folk or the Arab folk, then you get the skill and come back so it benefit us. We get the motherfucking title and then thumb our nose up and act like we bury somebody, but still don't build nothing. And as soon as the job gone, however that happened, you get fired, pandemic, whatever. Now you back with niggas that you can't get along with because you shunned them when you got a title that you don't own. So they can give it to you and take it away from you at any time. And you inherently know that. So you do everything in your power to maintain that position. At the point of selling your manhood, your masculinity, and your soul. Mr. Joppa talk about how, yo, they give the worst advice. And I'm like, yeah, one, he ain't gonna tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, the break it down for you. You know what I'm saying? You got to figure it out on your own and hope you don't die or go to jail for half your life or get attached to some harlot for 18 years. Or just, I remember one time, he asked me, I knew I was having a baby, my first child. So he like, did you get a DNA test? I said, no. He said, why? I said, because I can feel it in my bones, that's why. Now, of course, child mine, almost 13 years later, right? So he said, well, do just pay your child support. That's the first thing he said. I said, yeah, that's part of it. I'm like, yo, what about the rest of the shit? Like, oh, I'm good just because I paid. What about actually being in the child life? Because he wasn't ever, I got 3 older sisters. He was never in none of our life, but he made sure he paid his child support. So he could look good in the system. And he wasn't paying a whole bunch of child support. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I love him, but he's my clown. And anytime we get together and the conversation goes to anything societal, whether it be politics, religion, like Minister Jab said, he didn't vote for Biden because he believes Biden the best president. He voted for Biden because he don't want Trump in there. You don't want Trump in there because he offends you. Like, how we get that? You know what I'm saying? Now, and then now, all the old niggas squad. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, old niggas terrible, yo. And here's another thing, because they old and comfortable. And I got on my pop out there, respectfully, of course. Yo, I said, Pop, man, stop doing all that damn tricking. And then you wonder why they treat you bad. You know what I'm saying? Pop so terrible. Like, if I'm not around, now granted, he don't understand the dynamic of my female relationships or like who they are to me. It might be my homeboy girl or an ex, or you know what I'm saying? Whatever. If he see them with me, and then he see them and I'm not around, They all, and all my female friends don't all know this, like, they don't all know each other. So it's hard to get groups of people that don't know each other to tell the same story. They made it sound like, I ain't saying he was, but I just felt uncomfortable. I thought he was trying to hit on me. Like some old creep shit, you know what I'm saying? Them old niggas perverts too, yo. And them old niggas will trick off on some young pussy that's younger than their child, yo. But we just supposed to respect these folks. They haven't built. That's why I'm hell bent and racking my brain to build something that I can call my own, that I can pass down to my child. You know what I'm saying? Outside of, you can't pass down no job or no degree. It ain't like you work at the spot 30 years, you ready to retire. Hey, put my son in the game. That shit don't work like that. Then they old sit and you struggling trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And then oh, don't be no burden on me. You know what I'm saying? Bitch ass nigga, for real. That's why we get lost. And unlike the old black man, because he'll kind of change up based on who we're around. Like my whole dad side of the family, they don't like talk to me at all, cause they know what I'm hitting for. At least you know what you getting. You ain't gotta worry about me switching up on you. And now that I've overcome certain obstacles and personal habits, issues, you know what I'm saying, where you would think now they would rally behind me, cause I'm gonna be the only one that move the family forward, just from sheer mentality. They don't even talk to me. They don't invite. I wouldn't go anywhere, but they don't invite me to the family function. I ain't going to no Christmas party. I don't celebrate Christmas. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to the women-led church. You know what I'm saying? Here's another one they did. They sold my granddaddy house. They sold my granddaddy house, yo. Now, then they moved to suburbia, and the rent on they properties keep going up. You know what I'm saying? Instead of keeping the granddaddy house, like they did on my mom's side of the family, and then y'all pitch in and renovate it, and then you have a family estate. So when somebody do bad or something happen, they always got somewhere to go, and then you expand. That's what every other race, man, they ain't sold us out. Y'all spoiled old niggas, y'all. The only old niggas I like is the ones who was like in the streets and got out of it and kind of moved, you know what I'm saying? Because they live like real battlefield life experience. Once the old nigga got that good state job, something like that, he totally out of touch. And he can't give you, like, he'll give you, as far as like the system, like how to get through child support or what to do after divorce. But that old silky slim, used to hustle in the streets type nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, he'll give you the real game, because he done been through the battlefield. He'll tell you, see, the old comfortable nigga ain't gonna tell you which kind of hoes to watch out for. He just gonna have you take care of hoes and shit. Like, that's gonna get you anywhere. The silky slim used to be a player type nigga. He gonna tell you which hoes to watch out for and how to properly vet them. You know what I'm saying? He gonna give you the real game. You know what I'm saying? He gonna tell you. Him, the silky slim old school nigga, he ain't gonna tell you work for the white man. He gonna tell you get your own hustle. He gonna tell you get your own skills of mind. Like if you look at Willie Dynamite and them niggas, like them old black exploitation movies, like them niggas had their own hustle. Them niggas had a various skill set. You know what I'm saying? They can talk to anybody. They might not work on cars. You know what I'm saying? They might got some partners that they ran with back in the day. That's some hitters. That's, you know what I'm saying? That still respect them. You know what I'm saying? They linked in. You'd be surprised who they know, because they very versatile. The only thing the old school nigga now do is work for the white man, yeah. He's not innovative. He's not innovative. He's not entrepreneurial. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't operate with any semblance of foresight. His foresight is Social Security and pension, 401k. But we not gonna get that. They might not get it, depending on when they crack this motherfucker open as far as the financial system. You know what I mean? Like one time, I had it was crazy, yo. I had got a lawsuit for like almost $70,000, yo. You realize nobody came to me, sat me down, and told me what was in my best. Like, yo, you need to go rehab. You know what I'm saying? Or you ever thought about starting a business? Or I know this person. Or why don't you do this? Why don't you put some money here? You know what they did do? Had their hand out. And then once the money was gone, act like they ain't know me. And they talked about me like a dub. But then they talked about me like a dub when I had the money. Because they were jealous I had it. And then because of where I was at, I just gave like, here, man, go. You know what I'm saying? I know it was a handful at the time. So I ain't stunting that. And I'll put this out, I'm getting it back. And this time, I'm going to do some real shit with it. So when all this shit fall apart, So when all this shit fall apart, we ain't got to rely on the white man. I not grow my own food. I not a hunt like my grandfather. And he had nowhere near, granted, inflation was different, or the value of the dollar was different. But they owned a home. He had maybe a 5th grade education, but all his kids went to school and were 6. You know what I'm saying? But then when they went over to suburbia, I think they got indoctrinated with like progressive, liberal, democratic type of ideas and lost all self-identity. Now, to a great degree, I understand why, like Malcolm X taught that knowledge of self and do for self. Like with me, it's gonna be hard for me. It's hard for me to work for the proverbial white man, and it's gonna be hard for me to work around other niggas. And I already know that, so I just, find ways to make money outside the system. That way I ain't gotta bow down. That way I ain't gotta knock nobody out in the break room. You know what I'm saying? With the whole, uh, office politics and all that type of shit. I went through that when I worked at the rehab. It was he was probably about 5 years older than me, but he was real tommed out though. And I seen it early on. I used to call him Hop and Bob. I used to refer to him as Hop and Bob from the dude that had the shotgun on life. You know what I'm saying? He just had that spirit on him. And then just by me working and my attitude and my personality and how I kick it, I rose up the ranks and ended up getting the job he wanted. And I never wanted the job. You know what I'm saying? The only reason I took the job of, I guess, like a quasi supervisor is because I just wanted to experience supervisor. Let me see if I can do it. Let me add to my skill set. It's not I want to super so I can have a title and stick my chest out and say I run you niggas. Because the way I was looking at it, okay, I'm in a supervisor, so I'm responsible not for everything in here, including the well-being of the staff that got to report to me. Everybody love come to work. Cal will figure it out. If I got a problem, I come to Cal. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're going to do that. Oh, yeah, listen to me. And I lead by example. I get out there in the battlefield. You know what I'm saying? Where they had to tell me, like, you're not supposed to do everything. Yeah. I like, oh, yeah, this is new to me. But if I want it done, I'll just do it. And I've been doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I learned how to, like, delegate and sort of things like that. But, you know what I'm saying? And then he ended up getting a promotion to the clinical department, which was over, the department I'm in. Holmes got in that joint and turned the whole motherfucking joint loose. You know what I'm saying? Because you can want something, and I'll leave it on this. You can want something, but then you also have to take into account the responsibility that come with what you want. Man, that man was doing all type of wild shit, and everywhere he's supposed to be at. Like when he wasn't in that department, he'd be in the areas or in the meetings they're in. But then once he was in that department, he wasn't ever present. Oh, man. But on that one, I'm going to go in here and get me some exercise, man. I'm going to holler at y'all. Whoa.